Okay, we're going to continue our discussion on various topics related to memory. The next topic we're going to be looking at is virtual memory. Now, this is something we've actually discussed in one or more of the previous segments, but we'll formally take a look at what virtual memory is right now. So, the idea is your physical memory, that is your RAM, is limited, right? So, it cannot store all the data, all the instructions pertaining to all processes, applications, softwares on your computer. That is going to take up a lot of space, and your RAM does not have that much space because RAM chips are expensive. That hardware it's expensive to make, and hence you have only so many RAM address blocks or so many locations available in your RAM. You cannot store everything you want in your RAM. So what the computer does is it takes the help of your secondary storage, which is your hard disk or SSD or whatever, to create an illusion of having more RAM than there actually is. And how does it create this illusion? All your data is actually stored in this secondary memory, aka logical memory, aka virtual memory. So your virtual memory is basically this extremely large space where you can store all your data. Now, as and when you require a certain piece of data or instruction for execution, you will bring that into your main memory and then use it for execution. So according to the CPU, it believes all the data is present in the physical memory, which is the main memory. Because the CPU, whenever it accesses an instruction, is going to access it from the cache or the main memory only. So the CPU does not know about the existence of a second repository for your data and instructions. But the operating system knows that it's not possible to put all your data into your RAM. So what it does is all the data is stored in the virtual memory or logical memory. Whatever process you're going to be executing right now, that process alone is loaded into your RAM. Then the CPU will access the data from the RAM using your fetch, decode, execute, write cycle, and execution happens. Now after that, when I want to work temporarily on some other process, I will move this particular process from my RAM into my backing store. I'll take something else, swap in, swap out, I'll work. When I finally finished working on this particular process, I will put it back in my virtual memory. So if you remember, when we were discussing backing store, we looked at logical memory or virtual memory. So this is the formal explanation of what the virtual memory is. So it's just a large space where you hold all your data. You bring in the required data into your main memory as and when required for execution. This helps you to store more data and more instructions than your RAM can afford to store.